Yo, what's going on YouTube? It is your boy Ears. Hope you guys are having a great rest of your day, start to your day, whatever time it may be. And finally, I have a gameplay breakdown on the map Piccadilly for you guys. Now, I understand a lot of people do not like playing on this map. But for those of you who are brave souls, for those of you who want to jump in and tackle and try to tame the wild beast known as Piccadilly, hopefully this video will help you guys out and maximize your kills and minimize your deaths. Now, if you guys enjoy the best class setups, the best settings, the gameplay breakdowns, or any of my best tips and tricks videos, I'm going to continue uploading this style of content to the channel. Make sure you guys absolutely smash the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, and also turn on those post notifications. I'll be pointing out some common mistakes that players make when they are on this map and point out some hot spots and power positions that you guys need to look out for, and also rotate around so you guys can get some pretty easy kills that actually come in rapid succession. Believe it or not, as campy as this map can get, as awful as this map can be, you can actually go on a pretty fast and honestly high kill streak in a relatively short period of time. I'll be explaining exactly how to do that in this video. So if you guys do enjoy, like I said, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and also turn on those post notifications. Now, this is the class that I was running. I was sweating it out with the M4 because, you know, Piccadilly, with a bad map, I want to use the best guns. I'm running the Molotov Suppressor, the Corvus Custom Marks and Barrel, which is allowing me to have increased damage range, increased bullet velocity, and also increased recoil control. Having that Commando foregrip combination with the Max Barrel just for reduced recoil, 50 round magazine, and as well as that stippled grip tape, so I can have increased aim down sight speed and also increased sprint to fire speed. You guys know the drill. Whenever I do run a Max Barrel with an underbarrel attachment, I'm always running that stippled grip tape to counteract that slower ADS speed. That's the class setup, and with all being said, let's get right into the gameplay breakdown. Alright, so we're finally doing a breakdown on the map Piccadilly. Now, whenever you guys are spawning in on the A side on this map, always push this right hand corner and immediately anticipate enemies to be pushing toward the B flag. The B flag is an incredibly hot spot on this map, and enemies are going to be pushing it the entire game. Now, whenever you guys are actually pushing through this bookstore area, which I recommend you guys doing early on, always anticipate enemies to be coming from the left-hand side of the map, which is going to be directly right by the cars, and always anticipate enemies to be coming from the front door building, which is directly in front of me as well. Now, sometimes it does get difficult to see enemies that are pushing from the left-hand side of the map because they can blend in with the cars, so be very wary and be very aware that sometimes you will have to engage in a gunfight when enemies are going to be pushing through that left-hand side. And finally, I hate to say this, but sometimes you will play against enemies who like to lie down on the right-hand side of the map, which is literally right outside of me to the right of the bookstore. Sometimes you'll have those bum players who will sit in the back of the map, proned out, and wait for enemies to come outside the bookstore. So be aware that you might encounter some players like that. But if you guys are running C4s, which I highly recommend you guys using on this map, you could just blow up the cars and it will lead to some very easy and satisfying kills. Now, speaking of C4, C4 is hands down one of the best equipments to use on this map because you can just throw it and whip it around corners. Now, right there, again, like I said, you're going to be playing against a lot of people who just prone down on this map. Majority of the players who play on Piccadilly are campers. Now, right here, whenever you guys are trying to get people off the B flag, if you have a C4, just whip it over the buses. That's my best tip for you on this map because it will lead to a lot of very easy and satisfying kills. Now, whenever you guys are pushing through these doorways and you guys have a snake shot pistol, I recommend you guys running the snake shot pistol. Always pull that out. It's always a one-shot kill. I always have to do that when I push these doorways because sometimes, you know, like I said, because people typically like to lie down and wait around corners, you sometimes will run into a couple players who are just chilling, waiting in the back of the spawn and not really pushing too often. Now, when this happens, when you guys are fully extended, fully pushed out in their spawn, sometimes the spawns will flip and they will get the B flag capped on you. As you guys can see here, I'm killing a lot of enemies as they are just like weirdly crouch walking around the B flag. Like I said, the B flag is incredibly hot on this map. The spawns flip like crazy, but you can kind of use this to your advantage. In my opinion, the best map, or the best flag to have them contained at, or to have them spawning at on this map is going to be the A flag, because you can kind of run a spawn trap in kind of like the garage area, which I'm going to be showcasing later on in this video. So right here, you guys can see I'm trying to pick these guys off as they are trying to come through the left side car area. It does get very difficult. Right there, I didn't even see the guy that was shooting at me. I just started spraying in the general direction. Again, guys, I'm not lying. It gets very difficult to see these guys when they are literally lying down behind these cars. They are going to be blending in pretty well. I got incredibly lucky right there. I got my advanced UAV. You guys can see here that once you guys get your advanced UAV, you can see that they're spawning in by the garage area. Now, I made a big mistake right here. I did not pay attention. I underestimated how fast this lap kid got out of the garage. You guys can see here that I went to go for this guy at the B flag, but he actually booked it out the garage, and once I saw this on the mini map, I knew I was dead and I got taken out from behind. So have to be very aware on this map. They can get out of garage very quickly. They spawn pretty close to B flag on this map, and that's what I'm telling you guys, or why I'm telling you guys, the B flag is a very hot, and I mean a very hot spot on this map. Now again, I'm trying to get back into the garage area so I can start picking these guys off and get in their spawn and properly run it, but it gets kind of difficult. Sometimes people like to sit up on top of that like metal awning area. That's not really a big deal if they're sitting up there, because you can simply just shoot them through that. It's not really, you know, effective cover, and it's pretty easy to spot enemies that are on top of that. Overall, having the enemies at the A flag, in my opinion, like I said, is a lot better, because there's way less cover from them to hide behind, and you can actually run this bookstore area that kind of leads to the garage again, which is in my opinion a lot easier to do than kind of running the C flag. I think this is the bookstore area. I always like to call this the bookstore area. I don't know really what this is. Bookstore, it says construction, cork and glass. Okay, that's where it is. It's the glass room. You kind of see that on the compass. I like to kind of run that glass room and trying to hit them, you know, when they're coming out of the garage. So right there again, take out another guy that's pushing the B flag. Always hit the outskirts of the map if possible. When you guys are playing on Piccadilly, you never want to get caught middle map. Never go middle map on B. It's a suicide trip. Just never do it. Literally, don't ever do it. Every time I see somebody, you know, pushing middle map, they're dead within like 10 seconds. So always hit that outskirts area and kind of rotate, you know, through the library, the bookstore, and try to catch them as they're coming out of the C flag. Now, you guys can see here, there's a guy that's actually underneath me. There's actually an underground area of this map as well. So if you guys are in my area where I am right now, kind of looking into the C flag, and you guys see somebody on the radar that's literally next to you but you can't find them, that means they're going to be underground. This is actually a pretty effective rush route. Some people like to actually hit the underground area quite frequently, especially late into the game. So make sure you guys are being very wary, and also, like I said, having a snake shot pistol to take enemies out as they push that underground area is going to be very, very effective. Now right there, I actually took somebody out that was actually waiting on me outside the bookstore. He actually was chasing one of my teammates. So like I said, guys, you will be playing some of those enemies that will literally wait around corners and try to pick you off as you're coming out of doorways. That's just something that kind of plagues this map. I think there's just too much junk on Piccadilly. That's like kind of my biggest complaint, you know, on this map. There's just too much junk, and I feel like people make some silly mistakes when they do play on this map, just because they're not cautious enough, and also because, you know, realistically, you have to play against, you know, enemies that you don't really know exactly what they're gonna do. So you also want to kind of, you know, have an idea, kind of have, you know, that mindset going into every single match on Piccadilly that, okay, I'm just gonna anticipate that my enemies are gonna be camping hard, so, you know, I'm just gonna be waiting on them. Right there, I don't know how I died. I just got completely camera angled right here. Now I'm gonna rewind it here. This is something I'd be talking about. I got destroyed, I'm not gonna lie. Watching the kill cam, I was like, dude, I just couldn't believe how that guy took me out. Sometimes, you know, when they come around the corners, they can get you in the snap of a finger. So, you know, be aware of that, man. It's something that you really can't, you know, avoid. That's just a classic Call of Duty death. Like, how the hell did I just die right there? You know, you really can't, you know, avoid those deaths. So right now, we have them spawning in at the A flag. This is the flag that I said I prefer them to be at because it's a lot easier to run this spawn flag. Now, the reason why it's a lot easier to run, like I said, is because there's a lot less junk to be, you know, hiding behind, and there's also a heavier spawn in the garage area. Now, right here, whenever I'm kind of going back on top of this kind of like wood metal awning area, you have to be very careful. Now, there's actually a guy that was like lying down in the back of the A spawn. Now, luckily, this guy did not snipe me. I think he had like an AR or something, so he really was unable to take me out there. I don't recommend ever challenging players that are sitting back there because it's almost always going to result in a death. Now, right here, I was trying to look for this guy again, but at the end of the day, you know, trying to go and headhunt one player that's camping in the back is really something you guys should not be doing. And I don't recommend you guys actually doing that on this map. That's something that you guys also need to keep in mind. If you guys are finding people that are sitting in the back of the map, don't really try to go out and headhunt them. Now, right here, you guys can see that this is exactly why I like having them at the A flag. They're all spawning around me. They're all spawning within range of, you know, my pistol. They're all spawning in areas to where they really can't post up and hide behind. This is exactly why I want them to be spawning in at the A flag. Again, there's a guy sitting in the back. I know I cannot win that gunfight, so I just immediately bug off because it's a lost cause. Now, right here, I get my advanced UAV. You guys can clearly see exactly how the spawns are going to be working on this map. You can easily pick these guys off as they are coming out of the A flag because there is a lot less cover. Take out 3 guys right here very easily coming out the A flag, and they're able to go ahead and take out some more players because they're in range of my snake shot. Now, I should have actually reloaded my snake shot before I actually went ahead and challenged him, but you know what, it's all good. I really wasn't anticipating, you know, a tactical nuke because of the way people sometimes play on this map, and you know, because of the fact that I'm not that, you know, seasoned, I'm not that good at kind of reading the spawns on this map, but I have a general idea on how you guys can actually, you know, rotate Piccadilly and effectively get as many kills as possible, and also reducing, you know, the amount of deaths you would normally take on this map by just rushing, you know, middle map, or, you know, trying to hit some awkward angles, which you really should not be going for. Now, you guys can see here, even though that they are triple cap, they are still spawning in at the A flag. Go ahead and see for these 2 guys here. I'm on a 21 now. If I had a little bit more time, I most likely would have gotten the tactical nuke, or if I did not get joked by that guy that turned the corner with the Odin, I probably would have got the nuke. But you guys can see here, I get taken out by, what do you know, another guy in a corner, man. That's pretty much how you guys can play Piccadilly. It is a very kind of weird map to play. I end up getting 64 kills on this map. Piccadilly, do I like the map? It's okay. I don't like it compared to some of the other maps like Gunrunner, Hackney Yard, you know, Euphrates Bridge, or maybe even, you know, Grasner Raid, because those maps have a little bit more flow. This map is going to be a hit or miss. You're either going to absolutely just destroy shop on this map and just completely walk all over the enemies, or you guys are going to be getting destroyed by people camping in corners, or what sometimes does happen is you're going to get beat down by people who are just bum rushing B flag, throwing stuns everywhere, throwing smoke grenades everywhere, and it's going to be a very unfun time. But hopefully this does help you guys out, kind of rotate and play Piccadilly a little bit better, because the fact that I don't think anybody plays on this map, and I haven't really seen any breakdowns on this map on YouTube. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys absolutely smash that like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, and also turn on those post notifications. With all being said, I'm going to catch you guys in the next video, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Deuces. If you made it this far into the video, odds are you enjoy the content, or you are a very loyal subscriber, and I cannot thank you guys enough for your everlasting support. If you guys are unaware, every single night at 11:45 p.m. Central Time, and also every single morning at 11:15 a.m. Central Time, I am live streaming over on Twitch. On Twitch, I'm playing Modern Warfare with viewers, subscribers, anybody who wants to go ahead, interact with me, or run a couple games of Modern Warfare. You can go ahead and find my Twitch channel by searching in twitch.tv/EarsXBL in the Google search bar, or going on Twitch and typing in EarsXBL. My channel's gonna be the first thing that pops up. Make sure you guys go ahead and drop me a follow. We are on the road to 8,000 followers, as well as if you guys have Twitch Prime and want to hook your boy up, that'd be greatly appreciated. And if you guys do actually subscribe to the channel with Twitch Prime, or actually use a tier 1 sub, make sure you guys let me know over on Twitter. My link is going to be down in the description below. Tweet me a picture and I'll make sure to follow you guys back and give you guys a personalized thank you. Appreciate all the support you guys have been showing on the videos. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I hope to see as many of you guys over on the Twitch streams as possible. With all being said, I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Deuces.